a lot of damage actually being done to Mania's secondary resource, and that's going to be extremely important in this kind of matchup. And still inflicting damage here, despite having those other two vultures out front. That's going to put Mind decently ahead. I think he's going to be able to drop those other two factories a lot sooner than Mania is as a result. As you can see, he still has his SCVs up, and he's going to be able to reinforce before Mania can really get anything down his front. So I think that's going to put him ahead. He's got these two Goliaths down, so it looks like he's going to go dropship hunting. He's just going to get to produce two more Goliaths, get that dropship out, and that's probably why he foregoed the getting the machine shop as well. And he's just going to end two factories also up, so they're about dead even here. And those four Goliaths are going to trace off those vultures, but those four Goliaths are going to give an indication to Mania that dropship's going to be coming fairly soon. Two machine shops going down for Mania, for Mind at the moment. Also two machine shops going down for Mania. So, but as you can see, those two factories going up for Mind, but not for Mania. He does have four Goliaths out, and that barrack going down. I don't think. See, yeah, that barrack was destroyed on Mania's part. I think on Mania's part. I didn't see it on screen, but I can't see it on the minimap, so I'm just going to assume that happened. So he's, again, like I said earlier, he's going to be behind on production, and that could set him behind. I think they're going to get their dropships out just about equivalently, but I think Mind is going to be ahead as far as production goes here. But actually, no, I take it back. Looks like Mind is going to float. He's going to take an SCV, and as you can see on the minimap, get an expansion in the bottom left-hand corner. And I think instead of doing that, I would have opted for more troops right there. That 400 resources is actually not going to let him exploit the fact that he got those two factories down sooner. And here it comes. This is going to come down to better micromanagement, in my opinion, if they run into each other with these dropships. Is who gets the Goliaths out faster, and then who kind of micromanages their Goliaths better. Both going, looks like, for kind of a res hit, maybe. And actually, no, it looks like they passed by each other. I don't think they saw each other. Maybe Mind actually saw it, because it looks like he's bringing those two tanks back and upgrading siege check in the meantime. So there's Goliaths, and yeah, it looks like Mania also saw it, so not going to be successful there, trying to bring his forces back. And this is a little bit disadvantageous towards Mind, because as you can see, he's been expanding that bottom left-hand corner. There's a couple tanks still out of position. Actually, no, it looks like they are in decent position, but a couple SCVs going to be taken out here. And wow, Mind once again taking out Mania's barracks, or attempting to, and we'll see if he's successful in doing that. Those two factories finally getting down for Mania. I think Mania got a spot in that base and realized how far behind he was. It doesn't look like Mind is going to be able to take that barracks out, but that was very close, and that's going to set Mania back. And in the meantime, you can see that dropship going down the bottom left-hand corner. And look, it's not going to be able to take it out. Those two tanks are going to be able to fend them off, but that's going to slow Mind down enough where he's not getting that extra command center down, where that's not going to put him ahead in the macro sense, and as far as he's not going to be producing more, basically economically producing. In the meantime, because he spent those 400 resources, those are 400 resources he doesn't have in troops. So Mania staying kind of decently even at this point. We'll see if Mania goes for an expansion, and I think two dropships are up for Mind, so that's kind of the difference here. Almost losing that dropship right there, which would have been really bad. I'm sorry, Mania almost lost his dropship right there, but going for another attack in that bottom left-hand corner, I guess. But Mania's going to see that, and Mania in the meantime has produced 4 tanks. He's going to start pushing down. It looks like on the run, but three Goliaths and 2 tanks there easily defend. Plus those 2 dropships. If those tanks go into siege, it's not going to help them. So Mind right now winning the dropship battle, reloading 3 dropships out for Mind, so Mind winning kind of the battle, and that's going to allow him to kind of go on the offensive, or maybe even defend kind of his back territory, where Mania is not. Mania, and you can see Vulture kind of chasing out that SCV. I think Mania just had it, or Mind had it in that position, just to make sure that Mind was not kind of producing, and that barracks kind of spotting out there, pulling back from those tanks, and those dropships in the meantime have slipped around back. So we'll see if Mind manages to get another decent sized drop on Mania's main. 2 dropships up again. I'm not sure if a third one's out yet for Mind, but for Mania. And Mania getting dropped all over. Brilliant micro. Sieging those tanks immediately as they dropped, and we'll see how successful this is. He's taking out almost all the SCVs at that secondary. Here comes, it looks like Mania does have 3 dropships out as well, dropping all over that. We'll see how successful this attack is. But yeah, it doesn't look like he fought that off very well, because that tank, still 2 tanks and 2 Goliaths up, so a lot more SCVs going to go down. Very successful drop from Mind. That was incredible. Mao managing to inflict even more damage, and here comes the second part of that drop. So finally manages to kick Mind out of his base, but the damage is done, having to pull basically almost all his SCVs back from his secondary, and Mind I think in a firm commanding position, starting to produce gas at that bottom left-hand corner, and again still has that 4 factory, not 4 factory advantage at this point. Looks like Mind actually tried to expand again at the bottom right-hand corner. So again, not going to be able to produce as many units as I think he would have, but that Vulture of Mania is taking out. So Mania actually doing what he needs to do. If I was Mind, I would just cancel that and immediately start, maybe try to reinvest, but I guess it was fought off. And Mania in the meantime, or I'm sorry, Mind in the meantime dropping on the primary, and it looks like Mania has actually just completely ignored that and is going to go for a drop on on Mind's main. Man, I keep screwing up the who's who here, and going to be able to take out, do a lot of damage here. And this might be a little bit more in Mania's favor, simply because he's in a position by that side, by that armory, and he's catching Mind entirely unaware, able to do damage basically directly to his economy. I don't think this is going to hurt Mind terribly much, though, because he does have his natural expansion entirely at production and that bottom left-hand corner, whereas Mania, Mania is getting absolutely devastated here. Mind is just pushing up on his main, going to take out all these SCVs, and just probably going to camp out at the factory. And the question is who had more resources in the bank? And I think, again, Mind has that advantage. He had more resources in the bank. He was producing out of more bases, just doing as much damage to this his supply as possible, taking out all those supply depots, and Mind just trying to kill those forces as they come out. So at this point, I don't think I don't think Mania can produce any new forces. As you can see, that command center lifted up right at that position, trying to bring all these SCVs to just fight this off, and losing all those SCVs in the meantime. So he's not going to be able to rebuild his economy at all. So he basically needs to do whatever he can. If he can destroy all of the Mind's base with what he has left, but if Mind can produce basically any forces and stop this drop, that's going to be game, in my opinion. Another command center and a supply depot going down, though, and Mania trying to do what he can, that bottom left-hand corner, trying to pull those tanks back so he can kind of mount a defense, but they're both severely damaged. And it looks like after Mind did that last drop on that, he realized there's no way you could win that game, so that's going to be GG right there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Game 2 coming up here in a second. This is another English commentary done by Diggity.